Hi, my name is Geoman Cosmos Chidebere, and in this video I'll be telling you why earning in Naira may be the worst decision to make in your lifetime. Right? So, a lot of people have asked me this question like, is it important? Is it just right to earn in Naira? And I will tell them, well, I'll make a video on that, so this is the video. We'll start with the facts. And the first one is the price of energy, which is fuel, well, in this case, directly impacts on the economy, right? At the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a bag of rice, 50 kg, has increased from 45,000 to 110,000 within 10 months in 2024. And that tells you the inflation rates, right? And regardless of your income and location, the price of every basic need in Nigeria has at least tripled in price in just 10 months of 2024. The current inflation rate is worst ever witnessed in the history of the country. Salary has remained static for most employees. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, we beg you to subscribe, like, and share, for more of these educational contents. Now let's make some assumptions. Our first assumption is that our sample employee lives in Kubwa, Federal Housing Territory in Abuja, right? Our sample employee earns 300,000 Naira monthly, which is nearly impossible for most graduates and even experienced workers living in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We are just focused on his basic expenses. By this we mean transportation, feeding, housing, etc. We have not included monthly income tax to our calculations to make it simple. So at this point I want to take you to the next level, which is I'm going to show you an Excel sheet of just a sample expense of this employee on his basic expenses, and I will tell you and I will show you practically how you cannot survive with 300k. See you in the next video. Alright guys, welcome to the video. This is the Excel sheet of the sample employee we talked about that earns 300,000 Naira per month. Alright, so you can pause this video to study the sheet and I will explain as we go along. You can just follow the yellow cursor pointer to see what I'm doing. And please, if you are new to this channel, you can subscribe, like, and share to enjoy more of our educational content. Alright, so let's go ahead. Right now, let's look at the top sheet where we have my monthly income stroke expenses sheet. Alright, that's just the heading of this sheet, and this is where we have the monthly income, the yearly income, the total expense, and then the balance. So of course everything is blank for now because I've not input anything to the Excel sheet. Alright, so we have for the employee, he has some basic expenses which are transport expenses, feeding expenses, and then he has basic needs. And under the basic needs, he has housing, electricity, cooking gas, fuel, and then water bill. So we are just saying, we're keeping it very simple. Like we said, we're not going to be talking about his monthly income tax, to keep it very, very simple, right? So let's go to this cell and type 300,000 as said earlier in the video. 300,000, right? So you can see that at 300,000 his yearly income will be 3,600,000, and currently he has no expenses, so he's still at a balance of 3,600,000, right? So let's assume that his transportation, okay, let's look at a real life scenario. to transport yourself from a place like Kubwa to town, we are assuming that the employee does not have a car, so he relies on transportation, commercial transportation to get to the office. Currently, he's going to be spending like 3,000 naira on transportation alone, going and coming. So we have 3,000 naira on Monday, right? So it populates for Tuesday, Wednesday. We are assuming that this price is static, right? Just to make it very simple. Then we have 15,000 for the week, and his monthly expenses will be 60,000, and his yearly expenses will be 720,000, right? So let's go to the feeding expenses. Now let's assume he's been moderate, so he spends 4,000 daily on his feeding. Now let's also make another assumption. We are giving you his expenses from Monday through Friday. We are assuming that we are excluding Saturday and Sunday expenses, please, just to make it very simple. So let's say this employee spends 4,000 naira every day of the week, of the working week, right? So if he spends 4,000 naira, he's going to be spending 20,000 for the month, for the week, and 80,000 for the month, and then 960,000 naira for the year, right? So let's now go to his basic needs. Now let's assume that housing, he spends for a place like Kubwa, the least you can get for a house is about 700,000, which is actually affordable. I won't say cheap, right? So he spends 700,000 on housing yearly, and let's say for electricity he spends a minimum for a month. We have this band A, band B, band C kind of metering for electricity. So let's assume he's on band A and he spends a minimum of 30,000 naira for housing. This 30,000, so which means in a year he's spending 360,000. And for cooking gas, let's say he spends 15,000 monthly, which is just not true, but it's our sample though. 15,000, which is very cheap actually. So 15,000 a month on gas and fuel. Let's say he spends 25,000 just for his gen, to power his gen, right? We're not talking about the amount he spends for fuel in powering his car, but just for gen. So he spends, let's say, 25,000. All right. So he spends 300,000 yearly on fuel. All right. So for water bill, let's say he spends another 25,000 for monthly on water. So he spends. In total, he spends 95,000 naira for his basic needs. So in a year, he will be spending 1,840,000 naira. So let's now go up and see what we are saying here. So monthly, he earns 300,000 naira monthly. So at these expenses, he's spending 3.6 million from his yearly income. No, he's worth 3.6 million, all right, but he spends 3.520 million on his expenses. So he has a balance of 80,000. So you can see clearly that even if you are earning as much as 300,000, which is almost impossible for any worker in Abuja, you can't survive. That's what it means. You can't do any other thing apart from just running around, how do we call that, rat race? You can't do that. You can't even survive on 300,000. So let's assume this person now earns, let's make a wild assumption, because his expenses will always be the same regardless of his income. The prices of things will not change just because his income is reduced or is less. So let's assume he earns 200,000. All right, he earns 200,000, so which means he earns 2.4 every month. In fact, the balance is at a minus. He's owing. He can't even survive. And let's say he even spends, let's reduce his transport. Let's reduce his transport to, let's say, something like 2,000 daily. All right, you can see that he's still, if you look at this point, if you look at my cursor, the yellow patch right now, you find out that he's still having a bracket in his balance because he's owing. That's what the bracket means. It means that he's owing. So he needs at least 300,000. All right, he needs at least 300,000 to earn, let's say his daily transportation is still at 3,000. He needs about 300,000 to earn, to have a balance of 80,000. So you can see that you can't survive on Naira only, and that tells you the situation in the country, right? So for young people in school, for fresh graduates, and those who are seeking employment jobs, please be careful. Take your time and watch this video, and also please share to your friends so that you people will understand that if you are just in school and having dreams that when you come out you will be doing something good or you'll be earning something great because one uncle or one brother somewhere is just giving you hope and dreams, please wake up. This video is a wake-up call to all young people, especially to know that in 2024 this is what you have if you're earning 300,000. And let me tell you something, this is the best of Nigeria yet, because I can promise you as the days go by it's getting worse. And not because I'm a prophet of doom or I don't see a brighter future, but then I'm being realistic. You don't get what you don't work for. If you want to walk on cool ground, you need to pour forth water first. You need to do something to get something. America did not become where it is, or China did not get where it is by just saying they hope for a better future. They had to walk and get to that point. So this video is like an eye-opener to young people especially, and those who are just new in the world of work. We've been there. I've worked for at least 12 years, so I'm telling you my experience. In all the years of my experience, this is just what it is. And I'm trying to, this video is a warning to all of you that are just new in the workplace, right? So in the next video I'll be proffering solutions, because I just don't believe in talking about the problem. I have an IT background, and we also look at giving you solutions so that you can as well prepare ahead. You know the problem. Now let's talk about the solution, right? So see you in the next video. All right, welcome to our suggested solutions. The first one is to start earning in a currency of higher value. This cannot be overemphasized. I'm not going to blow up any currency name, but we need to start earning in a currency of higher value. Now, we need to encourage and support local producers. Of course, one of the problems we've identified in Nigeria is that we consume more than we produce. By the time we start to produce locally, we're going to encourage and stabilize our economy and also stabilize our currency. The third one is to have multiple income stream channels. We can't just rely on just one income. If you are an employee that is just earning from one income source, you might not be able to survive the current Nigeria. That is not possible. You need some other streams of income, right? The next is, please share this video to as many people as possible so that they can learn what you just learned from us, right? So please, if you are new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share our videos. You can also turn on notifications so that by the time we drop more educational videos, you'll be the first to know. Support our work with a donation. Yes, please, you can help us support this work by donating freely to support us, and our account number will be below the video. Please help us donate, and we'll be very appreciative of that. So thank you guys for being part of us, for learning with us. Remember that this channel is a channel where you learn everything imaginable, right? So keep on following us, tell people, and we'll keep on giving you the best. Thank you, and see you guys in the next video.